talk about Auburn. I think even for the SEC, at least outside looking in, Harvey Grant's obviously amazing coach. Olympian.
Oh yeah.
Been on national teams, but Auburn was kind of, I guess, I would say maybe a sleeper program because Arkansas was on top then, and Tennessee and Kentucky with Tim Harden. So I think that's why I was more like Auburn. Wow.
Right.
Did you look at Arkansas or Florida or any of those other SEC
Well,
powerhouses?
I didn't just look at the track program. I looked at the academic program. So me coming from an educator family background, I was more concerned about the education on top of the program. So that was why the only school academically that's comparable to Auburn was Vanderbilt in the SEC, and I wasn't going to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I said, you know what, I can't go wrong having an Olympian coach me. And also I knew that Mel Rosen was there, who was the 1992
Mm-hmm.
Olympic head coach. So I got Harvey Glantz, I got Mel Rosen,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of history with as far as in that sport. They've produced great athletes. So I said, this is a good fit. So that's why I chose Auburn. My parents, they weren't too happy about that because I went away, but I felt there was a good chance, for my maturity, the SEC conference, and also academically, and having Harvey Glantz and Mel Rosen as my mentors. So it was great. Mainly Harvey Glantz, right?
Yeah.
But it was interesting going to the South versus California. It was a big culture shock for me. And a lot of people don't realize that a few weeks on campus when I was at Auburn, I got ran over by a truck with gun
Wow.
racks in the window. This plowed me over, called me the N-word. I hit the front windshield of the truck, flipped over the truck. I ended up being in the hospital, had all types of, liver and spleen bruising. So I was pretty banged up. And shockingly, I don't know how I did it, but I still managed to get have a 3.7 GPA that semester. And also I was able to make the finals at the NCAA championship. And I was banged up as a freshman. So, and then my sophomore year is when I won NCAA's indoors. So it was a very difficult change from California to the South, being called that N-word and being ran over by a truck, to hearing about, Klan rallies where they're burning crosses and being able to visually see that, and the big roaches that were flying around campus because of the South, which I don't do bugs. And then being away from home, by myself. Thankfully, I had Aaron as my roommate because, my oldest son, that's his godfather, and he's named after him, his middle name, who, my oldest son, who's at Azusa Pacific on a track scholarship. So that kind of, that brotherly camaraderie was kind of built after that because, we had us each other from the West Coast.